Now we're going to look at what it takes to create a great app description. Let's look at a list of tips around the creation of the app description. The first one is to remember that the app description is just for humans, for the users who are going to be looking at your application. Apple is not indexing the app description, therefore you don't have to stuff it with keywords. If you have an app on Google Play, it's different actually, because Google Play is not offering keywords, and instead they're using the app description and the app name as a way to index your application, but that's not the case for Apple. Also, if you have to decide where you're going to spend the most time, if I were you, I would spend more time on the icon and the screenshots than the app description. Like many people are downloading applications without reading the description. So I'm not saying it's not a good thing to have a good description, but if you have to prioritize the work you're going to put in your app, I would start with the icon and screenshots. Another thing too is that the description is going to be more important for paid apps than free apps. If it's a free app, you may not care as much what the app does, and because you know that you can try it without paying for it, and so you download it, you play with it, you don't like it, you remove it from your phone. But if it's a paid app, even if it's 99 cents, you hesitate twice before downloading it. And if there are some questions that you're trying to get answered, then users are going to look at the description to trying to find those answers. The app description is not totally displayed on the App Store application when people are looking at an app. It's only the first 5-6 lines that are displayed. So it's important when you are creating your app description that you are keeping the most important topics that you want to talk about above the fold, even before people have to click on the more button to have more information. Things that you can add on top are promotions. If you have a discount for your app and it's a temporary one, it's a good thing to put it on top. If your application got some press coverage or was mentioned in some popular blogs, it's a good thing to add a quote there, as it shows the user that it's not only you saying that your app is good, but you had also some positive feedback from the press. Also, looking at user feedback within the reviews, you could also quote some of the users that were there, especially if the review is quite short. And common questions that people may ask themselves before downloading the app. For example, I have several educational applications in the store, and one of the things people wonder is how we are handling the privacy for kids. A lot of parents want to make sure that the personal data for their kids is not going to be used, and that's something that we really pay attention to. And it's hard to cover this kind of topic within the screenshot. So that's for all of our educational apps, we are adding a section about privacy where we can reassure the parents about this. For the rest of the app description, you want to, of course, describe the application as clearly as possible to the users. And again, don't hesitate to mention the features and the benefits of the application. Also remember that people are not going to spend a long time reading a description like they are reading a book. So you don't want to have too much text at once, and instead use those techniques to make your text breathe as much as possible. For example, using space to separate sections, uppercase for names of the different sections, and bullet points for if you're listing the features or if you're listing the benefits. Doing all of this will help the users quickly scan your app description and find out which section they want to read more about instead of having to read for the whole description. Let's look at an example of an app description. The app I picked is called Checkbook HD. as you can see, the description or the beginning of the description that we are seeing is right underneath the screenshots, but it's not the full description. It's just a few lines, the first 5 or 6 lines of it, and you have a more button that people can use to extend and see the whole description. Here is how it looks in bigger size. As you can see, the app publisher started with a promotion. The app is 99 cents and looks like they have a 60% off for a limited time, and they want to make sure that the users are going to see that, and that's what they're putting at the beginning of their description in uppercase. If a potential app buyer is interested to know more about this application, they can click on the More button, and they're going to have the whole app description being displayed. One of the things that you can see in this app description are 2 quotes from app review websites. Those are nice and show that it's not only the app publisher that says that the app is nice, but they also have some coverage on the web. If I was the app publisher, I would have at least put one of the quotes within the short description to have more impact. Now this is the rest of the app description, and one of the things I wanted to show you is how, using bullet points and uppercase, the app publisher is able to create sections, and it's much easier to read for the people who are interested in the app, because if they are interested in account management, they can directly go there and then they can look at the list of features.